Hey everyone, this is Karen Blanc. Welcome to my channel. So today I want to talk about overcoming envy and jealousy. And I want to kick this session off by giving a quote from Warren Buffett where he says, "It is not greed that drives the world, but envy." And I love this quote, and I'm going to take it a step further. I'm going to say that it's not hatred that will destroy the world, but envy. And this is so applicable to our lives right now because keeping up with the Joneses in the past, it used to be very simple. It used to be like, oh, our neighbor always has this perfect lawn, or my coworker at work has the perfect family. And our envy used to be very limited to the people we saw on a regular basis, right? Now, because of social media and the new age of the internet, our envy is so amplified by literally billions of people. We're constantly seeing things on our feed. This person just accomplished this goal. This person just got married. This person's making this amount of money. This person was just featured in this publication. And our envy is really something that now more than ever, we really have to deal with. And I want to talk about the two extremes I've seen with envy. So, the first extreme with envy is this really yearning for what someone else has. So, this is when we kind of go into this self pity mode of like, oh, I wish I had this, or oh, this person's always traveling, or oh, this person just got this brand new car. And it's this longing for something someone else has. And the other extreme of envy is condemning what someone else has. Like, oh, they're not really happy just because they're a billionaire, or their marriage probably isn't as perfect as it seems. And we start to condemn others when really the common theme in both of these is that we really don't have any real insight into those people's realities, right? But it takes the focus off of ourselves. I remember right after I got divorced, I knew that I wanted to find a life partner eventually. I knew that I wanted more children. So I had a clear vision for what kind of life I wanted. But I became very, very jaded. And it was very hard for me to be around other people in romantic relationships, and other people who had families. And I had this very negative energy of like, oh, look at that in their relationship. Like, I could never do that. I was really on the condemnation extreme, right? I was that very negative thinking, like, oh, I could never put up with that. Thank God I'm not in a relationship, or thank God I'm not in that relationship. And it really was just my way of trying to build myself up by putting someone down. And it was super toxic, and it didn't bring any peace into my life. And I finally got to the point where I found this balance between those two extremes. So now, whenever there's someone whose life that I start to envy, someone I'm jealous of, this is what I do. I tell myself, there's one thing about this person's life that I admire, and one thing I would probably never be able to live with. And that kind of keeps us in this balanced mode, right? We won't condemn anyone's life because it's like, oh, well, there's actually something I admire about this person's relationship. There's something I admire about the way this person approaches their career. There's someone I admire about the success this person has achieved. But on the other end, I have to be realistic, right? I have to acknowledge just because I think this person's life is perfect, it's probably not perfect because we're all living this human experience. And just by definition, being on this earth means there is some part of someone's life where I probably couldn't deal with that. So why envy that person? Some part of someone's life that probably just isn't for me. And that doesn't mean that there's something wrong with it, but I can really acknowledge both sides. And envy blocks our miracles. And that's why we want to really heal this envy, this feeling of jealousy, all of those kind of negative emotions we have when we're comparing ourselves to other people, because it blocks our miracles. How can we attract something into our lives that we are condemning? Right? If we're constantly condemning people with money, how are we going to attract financial abundance into our lives? If we're constantly condemning other people's relationships, how are we going to attract the love that we want in our lives? So we really want to be in this position where we're able to find that balance so that we can really allow miracles to show up for us. And also, one thing that I realized is that my envy is worse when I am not taking action in my own life. So when I see something in someone else's life that I start to feel jealous about, I try to use that as, hey, my feelings are trying to tell me something. My feelings are trying to tell me there's something I want in this life, right? And I'm worthy of all things. We are all worthy of whatever it is, whatever our desires are. So my jealousy is trying to tell me, hey, maybe there's some action for me to take here. You know, maybe I'm sitting here wanting kids and a family, and I haven't been on a date in 2 years. You know, maybe I want, personally, I was in a situation where I found myself very jealous of two people around me who were very happy with their careers, and they owned their own businesses, and every day they came to work, and they were just working on their dream. They were working on their dream every day, and I felt so jealous of them. And it's not necessarily because I wanted what they had in terms of, I wanted their position, or I wanted their jobs, or that I wanted to chase what they were chasing, but I was envious because I did not like my job. I was not pursuing my dreams. And I find that the way we heal this is that we ask ourselves, what action can I take? And once we focus on what actions we could take, maybe you're jealous of people who are traveling all the time. That's your sign that, hey, I want something. I want to travel more. Maybe I can't be in a different island every 2 weeks, but maybe I haven't taken a real vacation in 3 years. Maybe I just need to plan a trip. And I find that once you take action in your own life, that envy, it really just falls apart, and you start to really be able to be happy for other people. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this was helpful. I hope you go out there, be happy for yourselves, be happy for other people. If you want to hear more, check out my website at KarenBlanc.com. Check out my new course, Mindset Reset. Have a good one. Bye.